My Eagle Eye is fully qualified for Tuesday's Cup. The Sydney Cup winner in the autumn will greatly appreciate the drier conditions. Tiako Nick, a former New Zealander and Derby place getter, qualified for the Cup by winning the Group 1 Metropolitan Handicap earlier this month. Cranbourne Cup winner Big Barron needs to win the Dalgety to be assured of a start in the Cup. The big chestnut from New Zealand, Cavalieri, has had a perfect Cup preparation. Trained by Laurie Laxon, Cavalieri, the New Zealand Derby winner of last year, is ready to peak. Mr Eurostar finished runner-up in the Brisbane Cup in July. The 6-year-old needs to win the Dalgety to be assured of a Cup berth. The Bart Cummings trained London Bridge also needs a victory in the Dalgety to be assured of a Cup run. The 5-year-old won the Duke of Norfolk Stakes in March and will dearly appreciate the drier track conditions. The Lee Friedman train, notwithstanding, must win today to gain a start in the Cup. The rangy chestnut is very fit and a game stayer who would firm dramatically in Cups betting if able to break through today.
Big Barron, number 3, he goes through the wet track well. Had 57 at Geelong. I reckon he's got a terrific chance. Valdiano, he's had some good form in the wet tracks in New Zealand. He's very good each way value on the tote here as well, double figure odds. He's my selection, Pete. Valdiano, number 7 to beat number 3, Big Barron. Both a bit of each way value, mate.
In the last event, as we check out the tote call on the final race, My Eagle Eye, 23 and 7. Tiako Nick, the Metrop winner, 11 and 360. Big Barron, 10 and 350. Cross Swords, 21 and 7. Cavalieri, 930 and 350. Mr Eurostar, 24 and 8. Valdano, 17 and 5. Brave Expectations, 950 and 330. London Bridge, 620 and $2.10. Over the page, Garter King, 39 and 11. Maharaja, 16 and 4. Notwithstanding, 722.80. Sir Winston Big Odds, 37 and 10. Gathano ran a great race in the Caulfield Cup in the bog, 990 and 340. Impulsive Risk, 35 and 9. Corchaban, 38 and 9. Elaine Shadow, 34 and 9. And Rich Dreams, number 18, was a late scratching. Rich Dreams taken out late. 531,000 in the win pool, 369,000 in the place pool.
Welcome back, everyone. To
same distance as the Derby. They start at the 200-metre mark in the home straight and then come to the winning post and complete one circuit. Traditional lead-up race used to be known as the Hotham Handicap, and it's famous for 1956 when we had the triple dead heat in the race. I don't know about triple dead heats today, Dan. I think there might be a fair space between a few of these at the end of the race.
I think so. Peter, My Eagle Eye, $24 in a very wide open affair. Tiako Nick, 12 and 380. Big Barron, 1080 for the win. Cross Swords, 21.20. 9.20 for Cavalieri. He's at his best on dry surface, though. Mr Eurostar, 24. Valdiano, 17. Brave Expectations, $9.60. London Bridge, $6.20. Garter King, 35. Maharaja, 15.30. Notwithstanding, 7.50. Sir Winston, 37. Gathano, 9.60. 32 for Impulsive Risk. 36 for Corchaban and 35 for Elaine Shadow. Number 18 being a late scratching, of course. Rich Dreams, $636,000 the win and $433,000 for the place.
Well, Dan, Darren Beedman's had a nice welcome back to Australian weather. Not only has he been rained on all day, but he was just walking out to jump on London Bridge and Garter King kicked him in the back of the leg. But he's okay. He's just flexing his leg, but he's all right. I think it just barely connected with him. But that's not a nice welcome back, Graham, is it? But, gee, this is an open race now, and we're going to head off the field with Tiako Nick, the Metropolitan winner.
Yes, won the Metropolitan in fine style. I was talking to Gay Waterhouse, his trainer, a little while ago. He said he doesn't mind the wet, but he doesn't like it this wet. And that showed up in the Caulfield Cup when he ran disappointingly.
Well, you'd have to think that Big Barron number 3 is a chance because he's won 2 in slow going, one at Caulfield. That was beating Toy Image, and then he came out in the Cranbourne Cup in the slow, ridden by Greg Hall and beat Malahide. He finished 5th in the Geelong Cup. That was back to dead going. But Big Barron, with his ability to handle the going, should be thereabouts.
Yes, he certainly should. Number 4, Cross Swords, is an interesting runner. A good race when second behind Donegal missed in the Moonee Valley Cup last week. Was a good run. I think he'll handle the wet all right. And with Jim Cassidy's been a bit quiet, he'll be determined to get back into the winning list.
Well, Cavalieri being a Kiwi, you'd expect him to handle the going, but not all of them do. And his run in the Moonee Valley Cup was terrific. It's been well spoken about that he ran 5th behind Donegal Mist, and he did, as they used to say in the old days, cop more checks than a bank teller. and he was running on very well at the end of the race. If he handles the going, he should really be one of the top chances. But again, this is the problem that we're having because we don't know until they get out there.
Now, 8 Brave Expectations comes in with a good chance in the race. Second in the Dalgety Handicap at Caulfield 2 starts back, and then he returned to South Australia where he won the Murray Bridge Cup in fine style, carrying 60.5. He can handle the wet, and he's expected to run a fairly bold race with Michael Clark in the saddle.
Well, when the going gets heavy, you look for horses who are definitely going to get the distance, and this is one of them, London Bridge. He's won over 3,200 metres here at Flemington. He's won the Duke of Norfolk Stakes, and one thing that won't hurt him, he's trained by a fellow called J.B. Cummings, who knows what it's like to prepare stayers. He finished in the middle of the field in the Dalgety Handicap. Prior to that, his run in the Wait for Age race here, the Turnbull, was excellent behind Naturalism, and that was appointed to probably good runs at this time of the year for London Bridge.
12 notwithstanding, I think it's quite a good horse. Only won 2 races, but quite a good horse. And he unfortunately keeps encountering wet tracks, and I thought it was a good chance today, and so did Lee Freedman. But this track seems to be too heavy for notwithstanding.
Well, I think Lee would be fairly confident about his other runner here, Graham, number 14, Gathano, given her run in the Caulfield Cup, which was on a bog track, and she made the pace that day, and she battled on very well behind Mannerism. She finished 2.5 lengths from the winner. Now, if she handles the track the same way she did that day, I think she'll just about get the money. She's at good odds, around about 7-1 on the tote. So there you have them for the Dalgety, the last race. They're going towards the barrier now. Summing up, Graham?
Well, I've tipped notwithstanding, but I do think that London Bridge will be very hard to beat, and I agree with you. Also, Gathano, a great chance.
Well, I thought Gathano was probably the each way for the day, and the rain falling has only strengthened my confidence, but we'll wait and see. Crackers Keenan's down there in the betting ring as they go towards the start for the running of the last event. Let's update us for the last time, Crackers.
Yes, and these are tote odds. Bit of money for Big Barron. They've bet keen on Big Barron, and in New Zealand, Valdiano.
There's plenty on the line here for these stayers, as well as the prize money for the Dalgety of $151,000, possibly a spot in the Foster's Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. They're going to the stalls, back on Network 10 to fabulous Flemington, even if it is a little soggy after this break.